Well, I'm very pleased to welcome our next guest here in studio, Mr. William Sawyer. Bill is the CEO of West Texas Resources Incorporated. Their stock symbol is WTXR. Bill, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Don. It's great to be on your show.
Now, we've had you on the program many times over the years. You are what I've always referred to as the quintessential Texas oil man. But now you're operating in California.
Yes, we're trying to acquire some properties here in California and believe that this is a great opportunity.
Well, now, what's really interesting is that you're looking in Kern County, California, specifically where Bakersfield is located, for those who are not familiar with that part of California. But Kern County is one of the largest oil-producing counties in the entire country.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It has three gigantic fields. One of the fields used to produce 3.2 million barrels a day. But it's a great place to be, and there's a lot of oil in Kern County, a lot of oil.
Now, when we used to talk to you before years ago, you know, your business model was taking shut-in wells, which are basically wells that have been shut down because the technology wasn't there to extract the oil any longer. Maybe they thought the well had gone dry. And then you take these shut-in wells with new technology and able to make them productive again. Are you doing the same thing now?
Yes, we are. We take shut-in or low-producing wells and do improvement on them, but we also look for underlying value. And the underlying value may be a zone behind pipe, or it may be a deeper zone. We like to find an underlying value because that enhances the property value down the road.
Well, of course, one of the oldest sayings in the oil business is the best place to look for oil is next to where oil's already been found. And basically what you're doing is you're basically looking and revitalizing wells where existing reserves already are there, correct?
That is true, and one of the reasons is that in most oil productive zones, you produce about 10, maybe 7% of the oil that's available, whereas you might be able to produce as much as 25% of the oil that's there.
Now, in the Kern County area, and specifically areas around Bakersfield, obviously because that's such an oil-rich area and the oil industry is so prevalent in that market, all the infrastructure you need to accomplish your goals already exists. You don't have to create anything, do you?
No, you don't have to, and that's one of the things I like about going into old fields is you have infrastructure there. Step out or exploratory type wells, you often have no infrastructure at all. And after you drill the first well, it may be 2 years before you actually get the infrastructure in to develop it.
Now, your company is 100% land-based, 100% domestic. There's no overseas, there's no offshore stuff going on. We know where it is, correct?
That is correct. All onshore, all lower 48 states. We have some properties currently in Texas, and we're trying to acquire properties in California.
I was going to ask you about that because, of course, the name of the company is West Texas Resources. So you do have properties currently in Texas that are producing, and you're basically expanding to California. Is that an accurate statement?
That is a very accurate statement. We're also expanding in Texas also. We're looking at some other properties.
Now, when you're looking at areas that are, as we refer to the term, shut-in wells or low-producing wells, and you're looking to make that acquisition, because those wells are not producing, so to speak, as you would expect, I would imagine the acquisition costs are much less than you would expect otherwise.
Yes, that's true. That is very true, and that's one of the reasons we do it. We go into areas that nobody really wants.
Okay.
And because we want to be there first. We don't want to be followers. We want to be there first. We want to find something that's there, and we want to improve what's there and move into the direction that we've got continued production, but at low cost. We want the finding value of it to be low cost.
Now, at what price per barrel can the company still make a profit? I mean, I know that oil prices, they fluctuate up and down. I mean, you know, right now, because of what's gone on in the hurricanes, we've seen gas prices and the price of a barrel of oil go up slightly because the refineries are shut down. But at what price per barrel of oil can the company still make a profit?
Well, we can make a profit below $30 a barrel. Yes, and we did in a previous company I was in. We made a good profit at $30 a barrel. In fact, we made a profit at $25 a barrel. Everything we bought was aimed at $25 and $30 a barrel to make profit. Now oil I saw today is at $50 a barrel, and that's almost double what it was back when in 2005, 2006.
That's right.
So I think that we have a great opportunity. I believe the oil price is good today. I don't believe it's low. I believe it's good today. I think it will probably get higher, but we can make money at $30 a barrel easily.
I want to go back to the subject of the shut-in wells because I always find that subject so interesting. But when you are looking at shut-in wells and you're looking to acquire those properties, about how long have these wells been shut in, so to speak? What's the average time?
It's all over the place.
It is all over the place.
Sometimes the wells have only been shut in 6 months or a year.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they've been shut in for years. One of the advantages, several years back, we did some wells in south central Texas, and those wells had been shut in, some of them for 5 or 10 years. Well, what happens is your pressure builds back up in the wells, and you get a higher fluid level in the wells, which allows your initial production to be a lot greater. And so it doesn't make any difference whether they're short-term or long-term. We look at both of them, and we look at what the potential is that we can get out of them.
Once again, the company is West Texas Resources Incorporated. The stock symbol is WTXR. Bill, it's always fascinating discussing not only your company, but the industry as a whole. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Don. Appreciate it.